Happy Thursday, boys and girls. Today is kind of like Friday because you don't have school tomorrow. It's a 3-day weekend. Isn't that so exciting? So today I'm going to read you the Ocean Alphabet book to go along with all that Miss Penny is teaching you, or maybe you're not able to watch your lesson, so this will be a good one. It's by Jerry Pollotta. And Frank Mazzala Jr. is the one who did the pictures. Pretty cool. Before we do that, yesterday, if you watched my story, I hope you did, we went over all of our sight words. I think it was like sight words or trick words or popcorn words, whatever you want to call them. I think there were like 46 of them that you know already. Some of you know all of them, I know, but we reviewed them and you did a great job. So if you didn't catch that story, make sure you try to review all your words today. Today we're just going to practice by and my, right? Remember the Y is acting like a long I sound. So if you see a word that doesn't have a vowel, don't say, oh, it can't be a word. If there's a Y, right, like by and my, it's acting like a long I, and that's your vowel. Because sometimes Y can be a vowel. Pretty cool. It has two important jobs. All right, so by and my. Whisper it. My. A little louder. My. A little louder. My. Really, really loud. Good job. And by. A little louder. A little louder. A little louder. All right, good job. By and my. Go ahead and tell me a sentence with by. Okay. Good job. I did it by myself. I was sitting by my friend, right? What about this one? Let me hear you. Good. I like it. My teacher is awesome. My mom is the best in the world. My favorite color is pink. Good job. Good sentences, boys and girls. All right. By and my. Very important sight words to know how to spell and read. B-Y, by. M-Y, my. In your journal, you use this one a lot especially. So now you know it's M-Y, my, and B-Y, by. All right. Okay. We are going to work with some, remember we did these stories during Reading Center time? Or maybe you did it at a different time in your class. They're simple stories with questions, right? So these all have the up family, right? And then, or they're trick words or sight words that we should know. There's a couple ones that I want to point out. First is a tricky one, although I know some of you know it. And wash can be a little tricky. And the rest, also, you might have trouble with that one also. But the rest are all like words that you can tap out and blend, right? Or they're trick words or sight words that we know already. So go ahead and I'm going to hold this up and you pause the video and you try to read the whole thing all by yourself. Okay, go ahead and pause it and then come back and we'll read it together. All right, welcome back. How did you do? I bet you did amazing. All right, so the title of our story, read with me, is Bob the Cop. Read with me. Bob is a cop. He has a lot to do. There's that word I told you. First, Bob has to mop. Then he has to wash his cop top. That's part of his police officer suit, right? His cop top, that would be his shirt. Bob also has to hop into his cop car and go. Oops, sorry. Car may have been one you had trouble with. But remember, you know that Robert R ties up A and makes him say R, right? So car and go. Very good. Now let's read it a little bit faster because we did it. And let's go for fluency, right? Bob is a cop. He has a lot to do. First, Bob has to mop. Then he has to wash his cop top. Bob also has to hop into his cop car and go. Good job. Okay, now let's look at our questions. Question 1 said, what is Bob? Go ahead and point. What is Bob? Which of these is he? Sound him out and see. Is he this one, or this one? Good. Yes, he's a cop. So if you were doing this at school, right, we would fill this in, right, and then we would show our proof. Remember how we showed our proof? We have to find where in here does it say that he's a cop. Good. Right in the beginning, right? So I would highlight that. And how do I show? What question did it answer? Question number 1, right? So we put number 1 because that's our proof. This will be really good practice for first grade. I told you that before, right? Highlighting our proof and knowing. Okay, question number 2 says, you can read it with me. What does Bob do first? Oh, I know. I remember seeing first over here. Do you see the word first up here in the story? Point to it. Good. Right here it tells me. First, Bob has to... Right, where's my answer? Good. Right there. Did you point to it? First, he has to mop. And I know where my proof is because you just helped me find the word first. So I highlight my proof, right? And I put a question number 2 there to show this answers question number 2. Okay, let's look at question number 3. Bob has to wash his... Do you remember what he has to wash? What does he have to wash? Do you remember? Oh, I was pointing to the wrong one. Sorry, this one over here. Silly Mrs. Gibbs. Which of these does he have to wash? Good. Top. Very good. He has to wash his top. And where's our proof? Let's see. Do you see it? Where was it in here? I'm looking for the word wash, right? If I can't find it, I scan and I see, where does it say wash? Oh, right there. Wash his cop top. So I'm going to highlight that and put number 3. Because that's my proof for question number 3. See, top. And the last one says, Bob has to blank into his car and go. What does he blank into his car? Do you remember? Point to one of these words. Good. Hop, right? He has to hop into his car and go. And I remember go is at the end. So I'm going to find go. And it should be around here. Do you see hop? Yeah, right there. So that's my proof. And I know that you guys have these little comprehensions, right? On your worksheets, if you're doing your worksheets at home that we send. So that's a good idea to remember to kind of highlight and find your proof. All right, good job, boys and girls. Okay, The Ocean Alphabet Book by Jerry Pollotta. And as I'm reading this, think about, what's your proof? Is this fiction? Am I telling you a story with characters and problem, solution, and setting? Or is it nonfiction? Is it something you can learn from? Is it giving you facts? You can tell me when we're done, okay? A is for alphabet book. A is also for Atlantic Ocean. The fish and other creatures in this book live in the North Atlantic Ocean. So not the part where California, that's the Pacific Ocean, on the other side of our country, right? Like New York and Boston and all those places. Okay, B is for bluefish. Everyone loves to catch bluefish because they love to fight. Their teeth are very, very sharp, so don't ever put your fingers in their mouths. Do the bluefish? C is for cod. Cod can be found everywhere in the North Atlantic Ocean. Some grow to be as big as a 10-year-old boy or girl. Wow, that's older than you. Think of how big you are and think how big you'll be in 4 or 5 years, and that's how big that fish can be. That's huge. D is for dogfish. See the picture of the dogfish? That's a dogfish. Dogfish are also known as spiny dogfish. They are little sharks. Every dogfish has a barb on its back and a barb on its tail. It's like really kind of sharp, right? It's for protection. E is for eel. Eels are slimy. Eels are long and thin like snakes. If you do not like to hold snakes, then you probably would not like to hold an eel. F is for fiddler crab. Most crabs have claws that are the same size. The fiddler crab has one big claw and one tiny claw. See? See his big one and his little one? Pretty cool. G is for goosefish. A goosefish is ugly looking. Look at that. He's so ugly, he's kind of cute. It has lots of teeth. Its mouth is as wide as its body. Do you see how wide that mouth goes? Goosefish are also called monkfish. So I've read a few pages. Do you have an idea yet? Is this entertaining me like a fiction book or teaching me facts like a nonfiction book? Think about it. We'll talk about it in a bit. H is for haddock. A haddock looks a lot like a cod. Behind the haddock's side fin there is a dark spot that looks like a fingerprint. Do you see it? I is for ink. Ink is not the name of a fish. Squid spray ink to scare away fish that attack them. See the ink? Pretty cool. That's a good way to defend yourself. J is for jellyfish. See the jellyfish? I love jellyfish. Except they can sting really hard. My daughter got stung by a jellyfish before. Jellyfish are soft, gooey, and see-through. Their dangling arms can sting if you touch them or step on them like Kelsey did. K for Kelsey, who stepped on a jellyfish. K is also for killer whale. Killer whales are mammals. They are not fish. They are very beautiful and can jump completely out of the water. Yeah. If you've ever been to SeaWorld, then you've seen a killer whale, right? L is for lobster. Lobsters are reddish green. Okay. Am I showing you? Are reddish green and blue. When they are cooked, they turn bright red. They have 2 claws that can pinch. They have 8 legs, just like in good octopus, well, arms, right? They also have 2 antennas that help them find out where they are. M is for minnow. Minnows are little fish. Usually they are only as big as your fingers. They can be found in shallow waters, marshlands, and creeks. Pretty cool. N is for northern puffer. See the puffer? If you touch a puffer, it will blow itself up like a balloon, just like that. O is for octopus. This octopus is scary looking, but it will not hurt you. It has 8 arms. Can you imagine shaking hands with an octopus? It would take all day. P is for periwinkle. Periwinkles live inside shells. They can be found on rocks at low tide when the ocean is not so deep up front, right? And then the ocean comes in and it gets deeper. Some people call them snails. Q is for, I don't really know how to say this word. Quag. Quags are clams that have hard shells. Seagulls manage to open them all by themselves. Small quags are called cherry stones and little necks. And I'm sorry, I did not learn how to say that word I meant to. So if I said it wrong, I apologize. R is for redfish. Redfish are caught in very deep water. They are oily, and lobstermen use them as bait to catch lobsters. S is for scallops. Scallops are like clams, and they have pretty shells. There are many other creatures whose names begin with S. Sharks, sculpins, salmon, sand dollars, sunfish, smelt, sea snails, skate, shrimp, and starfish. 5 and 5 is 10. 10 more that they gave us, and I'm sure there's a lot more. T is for tuna. Everybody has heard of tuna. When they are grown up, they are almost as big as cars. Wow, that's a big fish. U is for urchin. Urchins are round with hundreds of sharp little spines sticking out of their shells. If you are barefoot, try not to step on one. For sure, that would be painful, just like stepping on a jellyfish. V is for viperfish. Oh, look at that one. That's kind of creepy. Viperfish live in deep, dark waters. They have lights inside their mouths and along their sides to attract food. W is for wolffish. Wolffish have large teeth and strong jaws that are used to open their favorite foods. Oh, there's my word again. Quags, scallops, clams, and mussels. X. We cannot think of any fish whose names begin with X. Can you? Oops, we found one. X is for Xiphias gladius, pronounced Xiphias with the Z, right? It's one of those X's makes the Z sound. This is the scientific name for swordfish. Y is for yellowtail flounder. Yellowtails are flat fish with both eyes on one side of their heads. Do you see that? Oh, that's cool. They are called yellowtails because their tails are purple. No, because they're what color? Yes, yellow. I was trying to trick you. Z is for zillions. That's how many fish there are in the oceans. Zillions and zillions. And that is T-H-E-E-N-D, the end. All right, boys and girls, so tell me, fiction or nonfiction? Fiction, 1 thumb. Nonfiction, 2 thumbs. What do you think? Good, nonfiction, because it's entertaining. Well, it's entertaining, but it's not a story meant to entertain us, right? And it doesn't have characters and problems and solutions and a setting and a beginning, a middle, and an end, right? It has lots of different facts, right? We learned so many facts about all different kinds of creatures that live in the ocean. So even though the pictures were colorful, right? I think the illustrator did watercolors, right? Even though they're watercolors and they're not real photographs that you usually might see in a nonfiction book, this is definitely a nonfiction book because of all the cool facts we learned. Can you go ahead and tell me one cool fact you learned from this book? Oh, that's a good one. I liked that. I learned so many things. I couldn't pick one. So I think I'm going to go back right now and reread it again and commit all those super facts to memory. All right, boys and girls, I will see you on Monday. Have a great 3-day weekend. I will see you soon. Bye.